What's poppin', you guys? It's Cartier Rob.
It's Tay Ford, and to my right, we got Chris Lambert from RosecityJam. What's up, bro?
What up with it, man? What up with it?
It's crazy. It's full circle back, because if y'all might remember earlier, we had Mikey Vegas from Trap Kitchen up in here, like family. He was just talking and stuff, and cut. He had his man to the right, and he's like, yo, y'all need to holler at my man's Chris. He has a phenomenal story, and we're going to dive into that a little bit more in this episode. But before we get into all that, we like to play this game called Play No Games. So, I know you were here before, but just to give you a little refresher, it's just anything that you just play no games about or anything that's on your heart this week. So, just to give you a quick demo, I'm going to have Rob to my right just kick us off.
Well, I don't want to play no games about my fantasy basketball league. It's almost over, and these motherfuckers was cheating, and I did a silent shutdown. And I haven't talked to any of them for the last 3 weeks. And right now, I am on the heels of getting my money. And when I get my money, I'm going to give them a fuck you speech. so that's what I'm playing no games about.
Word. For me, I play no games about just being intentional with my time. I feel like this year, I've been doing a lot more reading. And I feel like there was a pocket in my life in my mid-20s, especially, where I was just in like the confines of like, all right, I'm going to work, I'm working out, kicking it with my friends, and I didn't realize how much I actually value just learning and reading outside of work, because I feel like for a while I was getting, not dumber feels like the wrong word to use, but like there were certain words I'm like, bro, I know what this means, why the fuck is this taking me so long to like register? I know somebody to my left, he kind of has that issue at times.
What?
I was talking about Cashapp, bro, so you like personalize that.
Hey, this is a safe space. I'm glad you can tell us you can't read. It's okay, man. That's crazy, bro.
Niggas got jokes today,
bro. He's reading that chicka boom boom.
No. Plato's Republic. Right now, I'm reading Plato's Republic again. The autobiography of Malcolm X. A lot of gems in there. Machiavelli, The Prince. The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Word. Familiar with a few of those books. But myself today and tomorrow and next year, I don't play no games about what I'm trying to do for the community. I'm trying to bring my community back together and curve, these young cats and older cats from falling into that system, because once you get into that system, you can't get out of there. So I don't play no games about what we're doing over here at RosecityJam.
It's fire. So like before we get into that, just give the viewers a little bit more intro or background, I guess, about who you are as a person. Chris, what was your upbringing like in the town?
My upbringing in Portland was a typical upbringing for any black man in Portland, black boy in Portland. Was very infatuated with what I seen on the corners, whether it was, gang banging, shooting dice, hustling, fancy cars, and all the things that come with that lifestyle. And, growing up and, playing with that lifestyle, and then actually getting all the way involved in the drug trade, and just being locked into that that's all I knew. Like, I went to school and left class just to go hustle. So my upbringing was just a hustling upbringing.
For real. I know we use this term kind of loosely as far as like hopping off the porch, but when would you say that moment happened for you in life?
Man, honestly, I just told somebody the other day, man, I don't feel like I hopped off the porch, man. I walked off the porch. I didn't jump in this shit thinking that it's gonna be this. Like I've my whole life, and as I just realized right now, I've always been an observer of things first before I actually apply my attention or my time to it. So I walked off the porch, I would say, all the way probably like at 15. Where I just feel like I had to establish myself, establish my hustle, and show my friends how to hustle. I feel like that's when things really turned for me.
Word. So as you start to get into the streets a little bit more, and we don't gotta go into the details of it, but I remember we spoke previously about you catching a case back in 2003. While you were going through that trial process, what was your mindset like, and like what was going through your heads? Because how old were you at the time as well?
Yeah, so in 2002, I got arrested. I was 18 at the time. That period of going through trial, like in the county jail, I had to spend 3 years downtown Portland in the county jail with no contact, like physical contact with my family, just visiting through a glass. Those times I was meeting people from different walks of life, and I was just, reading books and allowing other people to share their story with me and being open to other stuff, but also taking the situation I was in serious. So I began just to study law, and I was just studying law and trying to help my lawyer as best as I could to, make a case for the less punishment possible. So it became, just studying and just doing time, bro. Just being so knee deep in the game, I was numb to a lot of stuff. Like I started to think and realize, like, damn, like, look at my actions, got my family going through all this shit. So, trying to correct that behavior and apply myself in different areas allowed me just to, be I did it smooth. I didn't have a hard time in jail. It's a mental war, so we just had to stay strong.
It's kind of crazy. Kind of right question, but it's kind of crazy you said too, because I was literally just talking to my mans the other day about something you said just a second ago. In moments where we're in difficult or adverse situations, it's crazy how quickly we become subject matter experts. Like, your situation, whether it be about law or, like, say, God forbid, something happened to us physically or one of our family members, we become an expert on cancer or whatever instantaneously.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I became an expert on doing time and an expert of coming home and doing right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of my questions, since you've already brought it up, is, people watch all these different things, documentaries, and, like, we always have these what if scenarios, like, what happens if I go to jail? And, you never hear that from a perspective of, like, someone who's actually. So I think the best thing to, like, talk to the viewers about, we got to ask the person just plainly, just from your experience, what's jail culture like?
Oh, jail culture has no rules. The rules change every day amongst the population of prisoners. Yeah, you got police and all that, but you got more inmates than you got police, so it's really dictated by, inmates, and also, like, people don't realize, like, the guys in prison have the most skillful guys with conflict mediation. Like, if you don't have a regular conversation or be able to diffuse the situation, the whole prison can just erupt and it'd be a race war. So you got to have people in situations that are able to communicate and keep things, together. So, like, prison culture, man, I feel like you'll be okay as long as you ain't no rat, don't have no sexual charges, and you keep your word. I mean, prison life can be smooth. I always look at a situation like the worst thing that can happen to you is you can possibly get in a fight. That's it. Yeah, but I operated so smooth in prison. Like, I'm never like, it's never like, oh, Naughty the gang member or Chris the gang member. Like, I've always been a hustler, so I didn't really have a problem physical altercations with people because I'm just hustling. Like, I'm in my lane, like taking care of myself and, of course, taking care of the, people that need to be looked out in prison. So I had a smooth time in prison, man. Any altercation that I had, it was an altercation that I initiated or, that it was a riot and it was just a understanding amongst the black people that we was all going to the hole. Then that's when I got involved or, getting caught with drugs and stuff. But you're never going to see me, like, getting in the, reckless ass fights or anything of that nature. I always felt like when I was doing time in prison, I wanted to be, solid where I was at. So if my partner went to another prison, he can mention my name and he'd be all right where he at, So that's always been how I did my time.
Okay. That kind of alludes a little bit to my secondary question with it, where you even talked about your mindset about being able to already lock in, figure out what you need to do. But if you feel comfortable, I'm just curious, like, could you walk us through like the mental work of I'm in these around these four walls, I'm hustling. Can you like explain that with how you were able to lock in with that mindset to get through this?
I'm a hustler, so I'm a hustle. We've accepted that fact, but we also accepted the fact that what I was in prison for, I actually did. So once you accept that, everything else is smooth. You got cats that be in prison for X amount of years and say they never did their crime, and they time be hard for them mentally. But when you accept the fact, be like, all right, yeah, man, I did that. You know what I'm saying? Let me grow from that. I feel like that was the piece that allowed me to get through my prison time just smooth. Like, I could sit here and honestly say, like, I had a smooth 20 years in prison. Like, I mean, of course, I wouldn't say smooth, like, but I lost my grandmothers, you know what I'm saying? I lost a sister, I lost friends. I'm not saying it was just like smooth, but ultimately I had to make decisions every day to, either I was going to, let the day do me or I was going to do the day. And I always chose that I'm just going to do the day.
No, real before you go. No, I appreciate that because I'm looking at this also from like mental health perspective too as well. Like as a person who works with people in the community, and acceptance is like a big thing. And it's so interesting that starting, let's just say, your sentence off early is just having that acceptance of I know why I'm here and that atonement of it. So I appreciate you saying that.
I think another thing that had to contribute to that piece is like when I got sentenced to 20 years, man, I didn't cry at all. Really? I was that knee deep into the streets. Like I was just fucking numb, you know what I'm saying? And then it hit me when I got on the phone with my little sister. But what picked me back up is when I called my grandmother and she's like, how much time they give you? I was like, shit, they gave me life. And I said, it feel like life. She was like, how much time they got? I said, they gave me 20 years, Grandma. And she was like, you got a pill, right? And I said, yeah. And those words right there was like the fuel to like, okay. But we got 20 years no matter what. 20 years is going to be there, but we getting out one day, so we got to make decisions on what the fuck that's going to look like.
As long as you got a date.
Y'all seeing that shit right now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But yeah, 20, I mean, when we talk about 20 years, man, I it's easy for me to say it, but when I tell other people, I only able to see how heavy that shit is when I tell them, and they be like, whew. Because 20 years is 20 years. Like, that's 2 decades. And I went through that situation, and I came out, like, unscathed.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, dog. Even you telling me it's now. Like, I, of course, did my background research and I was just having conversations. I might have fell to my knees, like, in court hearing that. So, like, and especially at that age, because you were 18 at the time. Yes. Like, bruh, like, no words. But let me ask you this. As you're going through your sentence, are you having any thoughts in terms of, and I don't know what your spiritual life is like, but like rectifying any past actions that you've done or any affiliations? And because I know in any walk of life, we all F up, we all do different stuff, but like how much thoughts were going through your head as far as like, all right, I gotta make this right, or I gotta make certain changes when I am done with this? Or was that going through your head at all at any point?
I think what was going through my head was I didn't want to put my mom through that pain again. But also, I say this every time I speak, like, another reason why I had such a smooth time in prison is because I had a gang of fucking support, man. I had a gang of support. And I always operate from a place where there's no amount of money that I can give back to my folks for everything they done for me. So the only way I can repay them is come back home and just give them, when they speak my name and they say they're proud of me, like just give them that space and place to say that, because, like I don't want you to support me while I'm in prison. Then I come home and I go to jail. What that don't.
It's so crazy, bro. You say that. It's so crazy you say that. I knew of you at 14, and I'm just meeting you now at 29.
Word.
Yeah, I swear to God, bro. Because like, I don't know if you saw our episode with Tego. That's my dog, and I grew up in the Northeast, but I had partners that lived in the North because I went to De La Salle.
For sure.
And just listen to music from like rappers out there. I used to always hear niggas saying like, "Free my nigga Naughty, free my nigga Naughty." I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? Like, this nigga Big Meech or some shit.
No, man. Yeah. Yeah. Me and Mikey was talking, and Mo was talking. Man, it'd be like, man, I had damn near had a 20-year campaign. I mean, yeah, my partners kept my name lit in songs, and you know, I was just telling y'all earlier, like I dropped a whole clothing line when I was in prison from some free naughty shirts, and just, you know, by my family and friends and the community supporting, like I was able to collaborate with, you know, Stupid Burger, and I was able to feed my community through that, like just keeping my name, just like, you know, making sure when people say it that it tastes good in their mouth, like what my OG told me.
So, what is it like being able to do that all the way from jail, knowing that, hey, my influence is breaking through those walls? Like, how's that fueling and putting that battery in your pack?
Well, we always say, man, we was trying to inspire the cats down the tier. Like, shit, man, if I could do this from the cell, you can do it from the cell. But it's also just showed that, you know, I didn't let that place just overtake my hustle. To do the shirts, like, you gotta have fucking balls to do it, you know, drop a clothing line from the penitentiary and help somebody support you when they don't even pick up your phone calls, you know what I'm saying? So for me to have the courage to do that, we always use the saying that, man, if I sold dope, I'm guessing I could sell a t-shirt. So that was that was the move.
True.
And, you know, I didn't do nothing crazy. I just bought 25. Let me do a soft 25 and see what coming. You know, shout out to David Jefferson and Stacking Kicks, man. We did a collaboration. He was helping me hand in hand to, you know, print my shirts and, you know, helping me out in ways. And, yeah, I'm most definitely appreciative of him because, I mean, that's a different story. But because of him, like, in the conversations I was having with him, man, really opened my mind up differently. On top of I was going to college classes, so I was having all this information coming at me. And then I just kind of stepped in my leadership role, and I just was doing shit. Let's just do it. Just do it.
Hear that, Phil Knight? Hear that?
Yeah, just do it. And I think that's what separates me from a lot of people. I always hear, like, you know, cats want to do, you know, basically midnight basketball. It was waiting, and I think the difference between me and the people that want to do it is I just chose to do it.
Word. We'll take.
Huh?
You want to say a quick?
Oh, I had one more question. And this is obviously if you feel comfortable answering it. So, from my understanding, jail and being in jail is one thing, but dealing with solitary confinement is another thing.
Yeah.
And I think that takes another level of like mental fortitude because like people always, we had these what if scenarios where like I could do it. I think that takes like a mental beast, and I don't know if you feel comfortable sharing like the experience of dealing with solitary confinement.
Solitary confinement can break you. I most definitely spoke about it before that, you know, solitary confinement is where I really had to sit with myself. Like, you just in a cell by yourself. I mean, you can talk through the doors to other cats and stuff, but you're in a cell by yourself, and here, you know, just reading and sitting with myself and deciding what I wanted and understanding that if I can encourage, you know, cats to do negativity shit, I can have them do some positive shit also. But also I understood that I had to, you know, basically rebrand myself and let cats see me, you know, on my way to school. Like, when you see me in prison, you see me with some books on my way to school. So, you know, if you ask about where I'm at, they're going to say, I just seen them going to school. Like, and that may, you know, plant a seed in somebody else's head that it's all right to go to school in prison. So I was always just trying to lead the way, man.
No, because like when I hear, I shouldn't say hear, from what I understand from like what that's supposed to do, it's like a hope breaker where like it breaks people like down. Yes, but what I'm hearing, it actually built you up or gave you the opportunity.
Yeah, but I had to, that's a decision. Like, everybody's not built the same. You be in the hole, man. People screaming. That shit'll break you. People screaming, man. Police, you know, if you put paper over your window, it's a safety hazard. So the police will, you know, kick in the door and spray the mace. And you know, the mace is coming in other people's cells. So you got to deal with it. And you get out the cell, an hour a day. You get to fucking shower probably 2-3 times a week. You probably living in a cell with somebody else. They taking, you know, using the bathroom while you in there because you can't leave. It's just, it's degrading. It's degrading.
And like, just to sum that up, I'm probably gonna butcher this quote. I'm paraphrasing it. That mentality, it just reminds me of this one interview I saw Nip do like a long time ago. And somebody was asking him, like, you know, how'd you keep on, you know, persevering through all the, like, struggles that you had as an indie artist? And he's like, straight up, I just made a decision to not quit. And that really what separates me between, you know, Joe Schmo on my left or right.
Yeah, waking up in prison, you can't just wake up and just blase through the day. You got to wake up and make a decision. What's today going to look like? Man, look, man, we about to pray up before we even let our feet touch the ground. Because, man, the people in here, they'll test you. You never know. And,
whole lot of different characters. I mean, it's just in life.
Personality and mental health is a real thing, and they give you a package to, you know, to do in hopes of you fixing your mental healthness. No, you gotta. That's a whole nother conversation.
No, 1,010%. Because I guess where the question originally like came from, just like, you know, spending time learning more about you, where it's kind of like, I would say, I'm going back into like the days of like studying where like, oh, what's the difference between like American prisons versus like, you know, European prisons, things like that, and how there's more reform when people go through the process out there than here, where it's kind of like, why aren't we not doing those things? Like, obviously I get it, there's mental health and things like that, but like I feel like we miss a lot of opportunities to help people. Yeah,
Oregon tried to do that. If there's a documentary that outlines it, but they call it the Norway way, and they tried to bring like Oregon way. Where they were, you know, instead of saying inmate now they say AICs, adults in custody. Like that's mentally supposed to be better for an inmate. Like some of them called you by your first name. Like you didn't have to, you know, certain attire. Like you gotta have your shirt tucked in prison and stuff. Like you was able to untuck your shirt. Like just be like humanize a person. Versus, you know, just being a simple number. They tried it. They tried it at one prison. I haven't heard about it at all since. Damn.
Well, we know how the system works.
Things always start off good.
Got a little momentum at first.
Well, appreciate you for your time, and I think we're just gonna jump into our first commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Right back, y'all.
Do you have an event coming up? A project that'd be elevated by crisp visuals and clear audio? Look no further than the Backseat Critic Productions. Our email is bc.productions.pdx@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at bc.productions.pdx.
Did y'all enjoy that ad? Look at us. We getting better. We got ads and stuff.
I know we're trying to.
Not trying, we doing.
Yeah. We don't use the word try, man.
See, already get on our case. One of the things out of the break I kind of want to just kick to you is you talked and alluded about getting involved. And I think from the standpoint of, because I'm gonna just use my own ignorance. When it comes to like getting into education and getting yourself like further involved from just being in your sentence, how did you find education while you're in prison?
Funny, man. I was I think I was working in the greenhouse, and just was hollering at most of the people in the greenhouse, in physical plant, should I say. In prison is basically like all the industry, like electricians, the plumbers, carpenters, all that. A lot of those dudes got life. Spending time outside, I start talking to them, and they'd be like, "Hey man, why don't you come to college?" Like, man, no, I'm cool. Like, 'cause I'm just, I was knee deep into that, landscaping, trying to, get all the certificates I can. And mind you, these dudes had life sentences, and it was encouraging me to go to college. They said they was going to, tutor me through the situation and all. I ended up going to college. I ended up fucking keyhole just opened up, and I just started seeing a whole bunch of shit. And I think what really did it for me is so the Inside Out class through the University of Oregon. What they do is they bring 13 students from University of Oregon, and they bring 13 inmates into one classroom, and we just have class for like 12 weeks, once a week. Thinking them kids was gonna look at me as, because in prison you don't come in contact too much with the public, so it's always this bad image on prisoners. So I thought they was gonna look at me, shy away, but when they received me, it just humbled me and it humanized me and allowed me to we was learning about something I was very interested in, which was juvenile justice, and the conversations we was having, and man, and my to see my partners see me glow in my I'm writing papers and I'm just killing my papers, and I'm like, damn, like this shit feel good. Yeah. Went back, told my cellie to sign up, man. Got my cellie to sign up. Got my other partner to sign up. Yeah, and like just starting to see that, and then I think this was maybe a time that Nip passed away, and just starting to understand his story and the things that he was going on. Like getting that information in jail is hard. Like it's usually from the phone call or a snippet on E! News, which don't highlight black celebrities like that, but like
at all.
So like learning that afterwards, and then like, okay, it's all right. And then my cousin Brandon Jones, he had bought me both of Wallow's books. And I was reading Wallow books, and then I'm listening to E.T. and I'm like, oh shit, like okay,
my guy.
Put all that together with me and just studying and with this education, I think we can make a difference in the community. And most definitely, so education just got me. I started tweaking on education. Certificates and everything. Not just education, it's just certificates, going to classes. And
so I'm curious, what was your favorite class or program?
My favorite class? I also have to say restorative justice.
Okay.
That was intense, man. That was intense. Restorative justice is a program where you basically, man, take accountability for your actions as a whole. I had to tell what happened during my crime. Like, they call it the circle. I had to tell it to everybody, but I had to tell them in a way that I wouldn't tell like one of my partners. It's a different narrative, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was speaking to people, and I actually was starting to feel like, damn, man, like you not only hurt your victims, like man, you you traumatized the ambulance, the doctor who had to, do the wound, like your family, like you started realizing that, and I just was like, damn. And then I was hearing other people's story, and I was like, man, my story ain't that bad, like, but I'm gonna make something of it, and I'm gonna be better. So like, that was a intense class, man. Like when I told my story and this, a whole bunch of other stuff, like, man, my body was so stressed, bro. I couldn't even use the bathroom. Like my body was stressed, and I had to go talk to my lady. I was like, yeah, when y'all do this, y'all need some kind of aftercare, because this shit is deep. Yeah, it was real.
It's like therapy, though.
Yeah,
for real.
so restorative justice.
Is.
Yeah, so restorative justice was and Inside Out classes for sure.
So before I kick it off to Tay, because we're master interviewers.
Yeah, for
master
sure.
interviewers.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
pick and
when
roll.
I was learning more about you, I came across something. I don't know if you remember this, but when I was reading, I was like, yep, I can see the makings of the true hustle, the true G. I'm about to read this. I don't know if you remember this.
Oh, talk to me, man.
All right. It says, since the beginning of my bid, I've learned how to cure my ignorance by embracing it with brilliance while feeding that very stupidity with growth and development. I've taken full leadership in every aspect as possible. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I was knee deep in the college classes there.
Yo, you got some real good work on. on Will Smith internet. you know that?
Yeah, man. That was his, yeah. I was in my book.
Yo, like
in
I
your
was in
bag,
my bag. I was in my
for real.
book, man.
I'll just say this. I don't say this that often because my mom's side of the family. I was actually supposed to be in the Bay Area, but circumstances brought my mom and that family up here, and it's kind of like, man, like people think that just like going to college or not living that life, you can be inspired. And like I was like reading your stuff, man. I was like, hey yo, and I just want to say I appreciate because I read a bit of this. I was like,
yeah. I appreciate that, man. Sometimes I'll be looking back at this stuff.
Really?
Like, damn, man, I need to get back to that element of me. So I've been, trying to read more when I can. And
that's a bar. Like, that's in my notes. I was like, man, my whole ignorance. Sounds like my whole ignorance.
My whole ignorance.
Yeah. This wasn't even going to be my question, but now I'm curious. Do you have any desires to publish a book in the future?
You could do it.
I you know what? I said I wanted to do a workbook for inmates. Type stuff. So people can actually sit with themselves and be vulnerable. And, I would like to compensate you if you finish the workbook. So give cats an incentive, man. So I'm most definitely a workbook. But as far as the book, I ain't really thought that. But, we are in the middle of shooting a documentary. So we excited about that.
Be fire.
Before you got here, he had like the super cool idea. I ain't gonna say it because it's yours. About like to enhance speed dating, make it like fun. And I was like, I had to pause. I was like, hey, that's actually a solid. You 2 for 2.
No, you can say it.
Adding karaoke to speed dating. that would help. Pick a song about how you feel about the girl. You get up.
One of the girls you met.
I ain't gonna lie too. Like, it's something about singing and dancing. Like, your natural chemistry is either gonna kick in or it's not.
Switch.
Exactly, bro. Like, no, for real. What's your go-to karaoke? I know we like talking about serious stuff about
Okay.
that.
Talking about serious, we'll lighten it up.
Yeah.
My go-to karaoke, I would have to say I can do some good Usher, Neo, and then I would have to say Mulan. No, not Mulan. It's Hercules. I can go the distance.
Okay, so like Neo, I could halfway believe Usher. What song was you talking about?
Let it burn.
Let it burn.
All right, I can see that. I can see that.
It's burning.
What's your go-to?
Shit, I'm single or I'm on my lady.
Here we go.
It's a different type of vibe. Like, if I'm with my lady, superstar. Like, that's gonna play at my wedding. I'll give if it's one thing, I swear to God, and you know this, I'll throw some fire ass parties. And
okay, let's collaborate.
For sure.
Dead ass.
I
I want to hate, but I can't.
Yeah, I throw some fire ass parties. But bro, I don't care what my wife has planned for like her wedding day. The playlist, that's all me. Like we can negotiate anything else.
Everything else.
Yeah.
But I need that playlist. Understood.
Yeah. So Superstar by Usher. So Anxious by Genuine.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. That'll probably be one of them. Even though I hate these niggas on some shit, but they some phenomenal vocalists. Probably at least one Boyz II Men song.
Oh, I can
see that.
Yeah, and I'm dragging. I don't hate them. It's weird. They got some like all time great singles, but they don't be having like full albums I fuck with. I'm definitely more of a Jodeci nigga.
Man, give me 112 Cupid. I'll have a whole audience.
Yeah.
I have to say, for me personally, and it's the album that got me through a stint in my prison, is Life Jennings. It Must Be Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But that whole album is I can go bar for bar with that one, man.
Hey, bro, you know one song, and just because we talking about 90s niggas, I'm not even gonna mention his name, like, because he's doing time right now. I thought that shit was a gospel song until I was probably like 14 years old. I Believe I Could Fly.
They played it like it was.
Bro, they be playing that shit like kindergarten graduation ceremonies, nigga.
I'm so upset because literally while I was waiting for y'all, I was going through like just reels, and somebody literally said that they thought that Michael Jordan sang that before they found out it
All
was
right,
R.
bro.
Kelly.
Yeah, come on.
It was a chick. It was a chick.
Niggas drag.
She was like, I was 14 years old until I found out.
I gotta ask, what was her ethnicity?
She was black.
Ain't no way.
She was a chocolate girl.
Fuck out of here. Ain't
Nope.
no way, bro. I believe you. I believe the video is this, but she was trolling. There's no way, nigga. But I know that was like a crazy tangent. I don't even know how we got this.
That's what this show's about.
It is. But it's good vibes, you know. Y'all good people. And speaking of good people, I gotta ask. So, like, just to hop back in some serious stuff, you know, how much or how helpful was it, rather, having your friend group and people in your circle like tapping in with you? Because I know that's like one thing that can be difficult for folks when they on the outside. Because even I got homies that have been down probably 10 plus at this point, who I'm intentional about picking up their calls when they do call, but you know, I still got my life, and you know, with people who are on the inside, sometimes they can lose sight of that, and some niggas are fucked up and just forget about that people as well.
Yeah. Man, I had my family, I had my friends, and I had community. That shit is what kind of gave me this, you know, the reason why I had to push through that. I always say, like, to have, in particular about my partners rocking with me, you know, of course I was in Pendleton, I was 3 hours away. Like, you know, I don't expect people to, you know, drive all that way. And, you know, my family came to see me, and, you know, people I was, you know, dealing with at that time. But when I moved closer into Salem, like having my partners come in the visiting room, that was a beautiful thing, because I always say, like, when you're in the visiting room in the penitentiary, you ain't gonna see no dudes. It's your moms and sisters coming to visit everybody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And your partner is rarely coming to see you, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, having my partners coming to see me were great, but even having my mom come up there to come see me for Mother's Day, or, you know, come spend a day with me like that, or having my, you know, number of family members and partners coming to see me, like, man, no, that shit was, you know, that shit feel good, and it helped my rehabilitation. Seriously.
Secondary question before I kick it back to Rob. Were you talking, as you know, your time starts winding down, you get to like a 1 year mark as far as like when you're going to be released, are you talking to them at all about what your desires are after you get out and where they kicking you in the game as far as like, all right, bro, when you touch down, we're going to do XYZ to make sure your situation's straight?
It was loose based conversations taking place. Shit, when I was in there, I was like, man, I'm finna come out and get my CDL. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie. So, you know, the talk was box trucks and all that, you know what I'm saying? And when I got out, you know, I driving box trucks, but obviously, like, the game being kicked out, yeah, absolutely. The game was being exchanged. I mean, you know, they giving me games and I'm giving them, you know, reminders of, you know, it's count time is real in here, man. Like, this shit is real, and just being a reminder of, you know, staying on track so they didn't have to deal with that. I always say, man, you know, when I'm talking to the kids, like, man, I went and did 20 years, so you ain't got to. So I'm here, I'm going to tell you how, you know, how it happened, and I'm going to tell you that it only took 20 seconds for me to get 20 years, big dog.
I'm so glad you said that, too, because it's a reminder of all my black kings. There's always a way to make a bag. If you got a CDL license or can do something in construction, my nigga, you can make 40 to 50 as soon as you hit the ground every hour. But that's neither here nor there. But
yeah, trust me, I was soaking that game. I was like, ooh, I'm finna get a truck. I'm finna go, whoa. I got my ass out, got a job. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I gotta figure this out right now.
Now my pops, his homie Bill, he be doing runs, and like he'll tell me, like, you know, he might be on the road for like 3, 4, 5 days, but he racking up 6, 7, 8 racks, and like he ain't even got to do nothing. He ain't got to do nothing again for like another 2, 3 weeks if you don't feel like it. So no, there's some money out there for real. Yeah,
and I was aiming towards that because I didn't want to be discouraged. Like, I knew my record was gonna get in the way of me getting a job. Like, you know, so I knew CDL was a situation I can easily walk into and get a job.
So, My last question I want to ask you before we go to commercial break is upon, the process of getting out, I've heard of this term called jail confidence, and I'm curious.
What's jail confidence?
Oh, well.
All right, so
Go ahead.
Like Tego kind of, was it Tego?
Yeah, it was
Tego. Basically, like niggas who like maybe inside who like, man, y'all niggas outside ain't doing X, Y, Z. As soon as I touch down, like if I was in your position and was able to like maneuver and navigate shit, I'll be like up 100 bands, be driving the Benz S, Y, Z, because they aren't outside, so I don't realize like, just because I apply for a job don't mean I'm gonna get it.
Oh yeah,
shit like that.
Oh yeah. My partner's called with grand ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm always like, hey bro, like don't put no 30-minute whole video on Facebook, bro. Just put a little clip on there and let people get a piece. Like just because I'm going through it too. I'm like trying to learn my way around things. So yeah, my partners in prison, they shoot videos and just trying to create that platform and let people know that just because I'm locked up don't mean I'm out here fucking shit up. Like I want better for my community, so I'm making these videos and I'm just trying to like guide them through those process. And then when they want to do products, think QR code, like waking them things up like that they wouldn't know. So I'm very supportive of my partners in prison. I'm in contact with about 30 cats from prison.
Yeah.
My phone call ring, everybody jail call, like everything is off. Like I'm sending pictures every day.
That's fire.
Staying tapped in and being encouraged and letting them know, like, man, I'm out here doing it, like trying to change the narrative of what somebody come out of prison look like.
So since you've been out, or let me rephrase that. As soon as you got out, what were like some of the first community involved efforts that you were like, putting your feet in, or how'd you start to get into this space you in now?
So I would say it's a number of things. So when I came home from prison, I was working with Oregon Justice Resource Center, and they provided me with 2 lawyers. And
not to cut you off, what year is this? Just so I this
I want to say about when was COVID? During COVID,
2020.
About 2020. Got appointed the lawyers, and we put in for commutation through former Governor K. Brown. He asked, man, just let him out. He's doing great. And I said, I'm gonna do this. And I said, I remember the last thing I said on my clemency application. I said, when I get out, I know it's not about me, but it's about people that's coming behind me, and I know I'm gonna do great. So that's something I operate from. So like I got the clemency from the governor, and then about a month later, the governor threw a party, and then I started networking and telling people I've been in prison for 20 years. That's why I look like this, like a fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? And just networking and like I said, like seeing the power in my story, like knowing like if anybody knows what I did, is I know what I've been doing, and I know what go on. So understanding and just networking with people, reconnecting with people. I used to, through the Oregon Justice Network, through the Oregon Justice Resource Center, I testified in front of, when I was locked up, testified in front of the legislation about how important prison education is. So them people I testified in front of, like, they remembered me when I got home. So just talking to them, and people invite me to, I spoke at Oregon State University, I spoke at VOA, I spoke at Clackamas High School, Roosevelt High School.
You did.
Just put myself out there in a positive light, but also just being me, man.
Now, from what I'm hearing from you is the preparation for when the countdown of leaving and then coming back into the community. There was so much wraparound and understanding of like what it meant to get out, and then what you're going to do for the community really helped you with the transition. So it kind of helped from how I'm hearing, where like you understood the mission.
Yeah.
Like, I'm coming back to make this change, and like I'm understanding that the world moves at this pace, and I'm getting with it, but I'm also going to be that rock in the stream, and I'm going to divert some of that water over here.
Absolutely.
And build an ecosystem over here. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the biggest thing is, of course, night sports. But we're gonna talk about that.
That literally is our next question
Oh.
after this wonderful commercial break.
So,
All right, and we back, y'all. Just a lot of fruitful conversation happening right here. Just in this last block while we got Chris. So I just want to ask, bro. I know you've been out for a little minute now. What? And I know you're involved with RosecityJam and Night Sports, but just at a grand level, like, what all are you involved with in terms of like community philanthropy? Because I be seeing a lot of like posts you do, whether it be like, I need a volunteer for this. You know, we're doing food giveaways downtown. Like,
I
got these turkeys to give
Christmas
away.
trees.
yeah. Well, the turkeys and the Christmas trees, that's, Trap Kitchen push, but, we all family.
Yeah.
So that's another, platform that's been allowing us to get more into community things. But as far as, so I work for Oregon Justice Network, and RosecityJam is a service under Oregon Justice Network, and I'm the director of RosecityJam, which pushes night sports. So that's, right now we just focus on building that up and becoming a trusted, organization within the community, because everybody that's employed through Oregon Justice Network has some kind of justice impacted life. So yeah, right now we just doing that and lending our hand to any organization that needs a volunteer or anything, or open up to our network. We just out here for the community, man. Collaboration is key.
And does RosecityJam, do y'all have a specific mission in mind?
Well, night sports is we use basically sports to correct behavior.
Okay.
But also using sports to build community.
Yeah, because that was my follow-up question to kind of like ask that, because I just want to say this. Night sport, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I haven't been to an event like that remind me of like growing up in a very long time, where the kids just show up. Because growing up, I was a part of the Perspective Gents Club.
Love it. I was just talking to Rod Richardson about them.
And there would be events like that where after we do our thing, we just go to Matt Dishman and we just all just everywhere. And I would say in a good while, the wonderful event that you've been talking about, the organization Night Sport, right? Yeah. I'm just curious, what does it take to build something like that? Because I don't think people really understand what it takes to get all that all in one place.
First, man, the first Night Sports, me and Mikey, crazy ass, we put that together in like 2-3 weeks.
Really? Really?
That's wild.
Dead ass.
Wow.
Phil Knight.
Hey man,
Plain and simple.
It's all just about making a call, letting people know what we're trying to do. Bro, we're trying to bring midnight basketball back, but we want to do this. Let me call my barber partners. Let me call a couple food, and let's call some photographers. And they got a cotton candy machine. Let's get that, and then let's have some resources for the kids. And then let's bring a DJ, because everybody loves some music. Night sports is built off community, man. Last week, or the last Night Sports, the kid came up to me. He's like, "Hey man, how much this cost, man?" And I said, "Huh? How much it costs to put this together?" I said, "Man, this is all built off community. These relationships, man. This ain't cost nothing. Just being a good person." He's like, "No, man, how much it costs?" But yeah, that's what it is, man. It's built off, relationships. It take calling people, dependable businesses, and hey, man, that's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to do, and everybody loves it. It's been a beautiful turnout, man. It be taking me like 4 days to process all that, like all these kids, and I ain't got no kids, so you know what I'm saying. So it's like, cause the first Night Sports, I used to wake up in the middle of the night like, damn, bro, is the kids gonna come? Cause I ain't got no kids. I ain't really got no, you know what I'm saying. I don't. I don't know how people view me. People view people that come out of prison like a certain kind of way. Yeah. So like, I didn't know if kids was gonna come, but man, kids come and the adults come, man. It's the community, man.
I get why he's saying that though, especially these days, because kids be on these phones and tablets all damn day, bro.
He's literally offering all the things the kids want. We got basketball, we got video games, we got podcasts, we got girls room.
Bro, it's a different era though with these kids these days.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, G.
But we approach it, man, with, you know, if one kid come, it's gonna be a success.
That part.
And you know, as time go on, man, it's been beautiful, man. I can't even put it into words. The support we've been having from the community, you know, having Nurture, you know, support us, which is a great organization. That table at the event and help us out with that event. We got, you know, Lola's Bust Down coming to bring the food. Marcel Goss, you know, coming through. My mom's like, you know, Terrell Brandon came through one time. You know, Pooh Jetter, man, it'd be a lot, man. It'd be community, be organized chaos. Yeah. And, you know, we have the mobile studio and cotton candy machine. It's just whatever we want to do, we going to, you know.
I forgot, y'all did one recently with like, I think it was like black women estheticians or something like that. Yeah. Girls.
Shout out to my cousin, Shakila Harris. Flew all the way in. Yeah, from Atlanta.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's love.
That's real.
That's love.
Atlanta, to put on the girls' room and, you know, brought some pivotal people from Portland into the girls' room. And, you know, shout out to my dude, Brandon Brooks, man, because he flies in every month to do the basketball portion of it, man.
That's fire.
Those are things that I, like, sincerely appreciate because it's like, damn, cats really believe in me that they, you know, pulling up from out of state. Yeah.
Even though I hope one day that that little kid that you're talking to understands, because what you're talking about, like, this is built in relationships. To me, that's like, I heard that from Eric Thompson, like, where I think he called Drew Holiday. He's like, I got 5 kids, take them up to like the Boston, like after they won a championship, and he's like, just do this for me, and he's like, no problem. And then it's like vice versa. Now, ET needs something from him. He just do it. And he's like, that's a good business owner. And like when I heard that maybe like 3-4 months ago, and I was like, yo, it is about the strength of relationships. So I appreciate you saying that, because that is true, because so many people put their hands on it, but also you're the orchestra. You orchestrating that.
Absolutely. But like we was talking about earlier, like I had to put myself out there. Like I had to ask.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know
that was directed at me. I'm sorry.
Talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta, you know, I had to get out my own way.
Yeah.
Put my pride to the side and go ask people, hey. But you know what I learned along the way, like if you ask somebody to help something that you're already doing, don't feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy you say that too, bro. It's 2 things my pops always told me when I was a kid. Closed mouth don't get fed. And treat any, whether it be a job opportunity, shooting a shot at a woman, what's the worst thing they could say? No. And then you in the same position you already was in.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you don't,
we still gonna go no matter what.
Hey, bro.
We still go. We just want you to come because we respect what you're doing. Like, we want you to come. Like, you know, it's important that, you know, trying to get to the point where I can, you know, take care of everybody and, you know, employ people and, you know.
Especially when you sell or, you know, pitch ideas to folks and don't look like you're trying to do something like exploitative. Exploitative rather. And it's like, okay, this is my vision for what I got going on. Our values align on this, so then people are more inclined to already help what you're doing, especially if you already have something established or at least a blueprint for what you're trying to do, like you was alluding to earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, before I forget, man, shout out to JR over at Adidas, man, because he made the Trap Kitchen Oregon Justice Network jerseys, man. So, and gave us shorts for the kids, man. So we appreciate him for sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I have one quick question for you. Outside of like your immediate like network, since you've been out and doing some, you know, different work in the community, are there some different folks or relationships you've built in the last couple of years that have been either pivotal to like either your personal development or work that you've been doing?
Yeah, my relationship with, I would have to say, it's my relationship with my mother. Just having that soundboard and having that rawness back at me when I need it, because, you know, that prison, you know, I had to be a son over the phone. So, like, being here in person and, you know, bouncing stuff off my mom and, you know, going to her happy, you know, telling her, you know, Mom, we got, you know, this will happen, and having her at every night sports event, you know, in the kitchen, you know, that relationship right there, and the relationship with my, you know, just rebuilding that relationship with my family has been key. And just, you know, the conversations I have with my partners about what I want to do and having them be supportive of it, you know, you never know how people look at this work, man. 'Cause, you know, we come from the streets, but showing you like, man, ain't nothing wrong with giving back to your community, bro.
Nothing wrong.
Bro, I don't know why. Like, I feel like there was a pocket in life, bro, especially in a time where I feel like niggas started looking at that as being corny. Like, bro, the big homies like I grew up around all used to do this shit.
Yeah.
Whether you was like a square or in the streets, but
it's just you know, I talk to a bunch of people that's still in the street, and they, you know, salute the work I got going on, and it's like everybody say, like, man, somebody got to lead the way, and I would hope, like, what I'm doing, it will give other people permission to do, you know, not actually the same thing, but just take heed to what's going on and contribute in some kind of way, even if you're just sending your kids up to night sports so they can benefit from, you know, the community that they're surrounded by.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think also when you were just talking about that, it kind of like re-triggered in my mind where it's like when we talk about the Black Panthers, like we forget that they was feeding people. Like,
absolutely.
they was militant, but like they was actually making sure did everyone eat. Was there shelter? They were figuring that stuff out because it was equally as important.
Right. And it don't, like, you know, to do some kind stuff, it don't take much, man. I promise you, man, it don't take much. It just take to go do it. I remember my partner Simo got out of prison, and he wanted to go take some burgers to the guys in the prison. So we didn't have to call nobody up and do no work. No, we're going to Carl's Jr. We're going to go push down here to this prison and drop it off. Happened when we get down there, the police was like, nah, they can't have it. So we just went downtown Portland to just pass the food out, man. Just,
bro, people be thinking it take, like you said, like a big lift to be a kind person. Like, I remember a similar situation. Me and my homies was like, you know, we just feel like feeding the homeless today. And went to, what's this spot, the pizza spot? I don't know why I'm blanking right now. Little Caesars. I was thinking on Lambert. You know, $5 boxes, like 8 slices, bro. You got $5. If you gonna spend it on weed, alcohol or something, bro, just grab like 8 of us, like probably like maybe 20 boxes each. You know how many people we fed in that half an hour just passing that shit out?
Yeah.
Make a difference, man. It's the small things that count.
Exactly. It's just like making a decision to have one kind act a day can really make the difference for real.
No, I agree. I'm trying to get back to my financial ways where I don't want to speak this because I feel like if I say it, it's gonna break. But I would say maybe like 3 years ago, I was doing something I enjoyed at grocery stores where like I would see who be in line, and then I'll let y'all connect the dots.
Yeah, for sure.
I walked away. Why are you doing that? I just walk away because that was just on my heart. Yeah. I think it was a time at church, and I was like, if something was on your heart, just do it. Just don't question it. Just do absolutely. It. And I've been on that. But this is actually on my heart because this is one of my final questions, and I'm gonna give it to Tay. Yo, you do a lot of stuff. Like sitting down with you right now, I'm like, dang.
This is rest, man. I love fruitful conversation, man.
No, I'm learning just a lot of the makeup of who you are, and like one of the things, because I'm like a constant deep thinker. I'm just wondering, when have you had time to really reflect on all the good that you've done? Because with the life that you've lived, I can only imagine the atonement that you're like, oh, I want to make sure I'm doing all that other stuff. But like, have you ever reflected on how much good you have been doing lately?
No.
Why?
I think yesterday, my cousin posted something and it made me tear up, and I think that that allowed me to like think about stuff. I posted a picture where I spoke at this conference. Yes. It was about 400 to 500 people in there, and I put a picture up, and he put above it. He said, "My Cuddy spoke this into existence," and I don't even be thinking back like I did tell him, like, bro, bro, I'm finna go big, and I'm bringing the whole gang with me, like, and that's what we've been doing, like. So it's though I never take the time myself to reflect. Somebody always has to ignite that in me, and I get those ignitements every day. Yeah, I get like words from like dudes that people think is just so far into the streets, who just, you know, we all got a heart. I don't care how hard you is, and they you know, they salute that the work we doing and the leadership that we put in front of their face.
Well, you know, I'm just gonna say this. I hope you spend more time yourself.
Yeah.
Because when we're with ourselves and our thoughts, we tell the story about ourselves. And I hope you've been telling the story of Chris a little different.
Right.
Because what your family said, you literally spoke this into existence.
Yeah.
And you got to put that crown on your head.
Yeah. I say, man, you can't enjoy the Porsche if you're thinking about a Ferrari.
That's right. Speaking of which, that kind of ties into my next question. What are your plans as far as like the future of RosecityJam, or, you know, let's just say 5 years down the road? What are some things that you're hoping to accomplish in the city?
You don't want to hear that. That's big.
Yeah,
big, man. Yeah, we got with RosecityJam, man. We're really pushing that. It's our baby, man. This is I feel like people come because they miss that community piece. So most definitely pouring into RosecityJam. We eventually, honestly, man, we want to build. We want our own gym. We want classrooms. We want culinary, kitchen, so we can teach culinary life skills. Like, yeah, we want to go big, man. We want to be a flagship in Portland, and a respected organization where, you know, not only kids but parents trust us with their kids. And I know way too many partners that do so many things that if we put them in the classroom to teach the things that they know, that they'll have a better impact because that individual will look like them. We pushing this lived experience message to work with kids. Me and Mikey go inside the jails and go talk to the kids. And we was just talking today, like, bro, we want our own unit. You know what I'm saying? We want our own unit in the prison, man, so we can give us 20 of them, 20 young men, and we're going to make sure that they get right, because we know what them kids is missing and what they need in there, and them jails is not providing the tools for them to be successful when they come home.
I know Tay's going to hit you with shot clock, but you said something that I got to ask really, really quick.
Talk to me.
How do you talk to a youth that's walked a similar path as you? Because I think it's going to sound different coming from me. Mm-hmm. And like, I know sometimes when I've been talking to you for, they're just like, you don't know nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, how do you like, cause cause you've been that young man before. Like, how do you get and reach that young man who it's like, he's just talking?
You just listen. You don't really even talk. Some cats just need just an outlet. Of course, I'll let them know, like, you know what I'm saying, my name Chris, man. The reason why I'm here is because, you know, when I was 18, I got caught up in some gang activity and went to prison for 20 years. And when I tell them that, I got their attention. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be like, so what's up with you? Like, and we just get to kick it. I'm not trying to I'm not even trying to cure no kid. I ain't trying to do nothing, none of that. I'm not a therapist. I'm just trying to connect with you and give you an outlet and let you know I'm here to support you in anything you're trying to do. I'm gonna meet a kid where they at, and that's important. We ain't trying to force change on nobody. We just gonna give you, you know, the tools, and we want you to come forth yourself. Like, we're not pushing. So just meeting that person where they at. I don't even go for a kid. I go for anybody who's dealing with stuff, because I work with people from the age of 14 to the age of 40. So My full-time job, I'm an intensive case manager, so I work with all the high-risk gang members in Portland, and just being a support system for them and kind of guiding them in the right steps, so getting employment and stand up out them people's jail cell.
So I know we ain't talked a lot about your community advocacy, your life back in the day, and stuff you're doing now. How do you take care of Chris? Like, just out, like, let's take this community leader hat off. Like, what does your downtime look like?
Building ideas. Ideas. We're gonna hang out later, man. Doing this kind of work, you get burnt out. So
and that's exactly why I asked.
Yeah.
So if the fire hot, man, just keep going. We ain't fighting nothing. We going forth. But no, you bring up a great point, man, because the third person to ask me this in 2 days. What do I do for my happiness? I work, I create, want to make sure that every night sports event goes smooth. Putting things in places, making phone calls, learning how to use the computer, learning my phone, like, the ability to get up and leave. And the most grateful thing I'm grateful about is, simply putting a key in my doorknob, man, and opening it to my house, man. Like, they don't even, it's the small things. But I literally, like, I'm a little weirdo type shit. Like, I looked at my garbage can and I was just so thankful. I mean, of course, I got a little, what I'm saying? I got this, the wave and it opened by itself, but I was just like thankful for that shit. Like, it's the small shit. When I was locked up, man, I missed so much. Like, I was like, man, I can't wait to get home and pay some bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how bad I was ready to come home, bro. Like, so I'm home, like, I ain't stressing about no bill. Like, it's gonna get done. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna clock it, man. I'm Selena Johnson's son. I'm going to work. One thing my mama put in me, man, is work ethic, man. I'm going to work.
That's such a beautiful state of tranquility, mindset you have. Cause the work gonna be there. Like, you can't avoid it.
I was gonna push back because we want you gotta rest, but he's on that Kevin Hart diet where he's like, I gotta keep. Hey, there's some people who are in the all right.
Yeah,
no,
we bringing people with us, so not saying people depending on us, but I'm trying to build the way so other people be inspired, man. My partners come out of jail. You so dope. All right, man, come out and tell your story and why you so dope, man. You can get paid for it. I was thinking to myself, man, I always wanted to be on stage as a rapper, and I was on stage with 500 people telling my story, man. Like, I just shifted. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. It's wild, bro. I was listening to Cali's song God Did, right? And something you just said right there remind me of, I'm a butcher it. It's like a bar Hove got where he's like, Emery did 10 for this. We got his 10 back and asking niggas what the interest is. Like, bro, for like, you really like living that in real time, for real.
Yeah, for sure. We just build, man. RosecityJam is what I'm pushing.
I'm still gonna be asking for you to take a slight.
Oh yeah, we about to
tropic vacation.
So we're gonna have a appreciation night.
Yeah.
For all those that participated, and that's gonna be my.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I like to, I like to see people happy. I like to bring people together, and networking is fucking amazing.
Yes, it
networking is amazing, man. Shout out to Portland Water, man, because they, come through at that Rose City Jam and drop them cases off with no problem.
They are
great trusted sponsor.
Yeah, no, for sure. Those are our guys, and they always come through, like you said, for real.
Yeah, and shout out to Word is Bond, man, because they allowed us to, use their Young Black Man R banner, man, and take pictures, and that was a great. We support that blank spot, and for kids to take this Young Black Man R sign and fill in what they feel like Young Black Man are. Was beautiful because, typing is one thing, but when you write something down, that shit deposit inside. So thankful for that.
It's kind of crazy you say that too, because it's so wild how Portland likes to big town, small city type vibe. Like, he was at Luckyana's birthday. I'm like, bro, how the hell is this nigga in there? There's no my nigga like. But,
yeah. But that's networking.
Yeah, I was like just doing his work. You know, kind of the circle's big but small at the same time. Yeah.
Well, I will say this. I appreciate you saying that of like, you know, writing stuff down. That's what I tell my clients. You know, write this down. I'm writing stuff down with you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's helping me, you know, write the note I gotta write for you, but also like I'm writing this stuff down because like when you write it down, it's powerful. So I appreciate you saying.
Yeah, it's a personal deposit for sure.
Just do quick 3 shot clock questions for you.
All right, run that by me.
I got you. All right, so I'm just ask you some.
Don't judge, man.
Yeah, no, go ahead. So just ask you
don't judge my authenticity.
Yeah. A rapid question, rapid questions, just rapid responses. You know, just try to keep it. First thing come off the dome. All right.
Oh man, let's get it.
All right. Am I queued up, Rob?
You're queued up.
All right, this might be a little controversial, but you know,
Oh.
I was just like, all right, better part of the town, the north or northeast.
Wait, say that again.
Better part of the town, north or northeast.
Oh, north.
Yeah.
North Portland.
All right, shout out to my guys, though, bro. Always. All right, since you've been out, favorite spot to eat at in the town?
Trap Kitchen.
Of course. Music artists you fuck with the most?
Larry June and Kesey Boy.
Okay.
You know, I used to hate Larry June, but he one of my favorite artists now.
He chill, man. I ain't trying to shoot him a bang bang. I just
Yeah, no, for real, I need some player stuff. I feel you.
You like his new album?
Who? His new album? Oh yeah.
Wait,
2
2 Chainz,
yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite thing that you've had access to now since being out? Whether it be an iPhone, you know, whatever.
My mom's cooking.
Oh,
real. Your favorite night sport so far?
The second one when I got the award.
yeah.
I was it caught me off guard with that.
And I'm curious why.
It caught me off guard because I didn't know. I was so wrapped up trying to honor OG1 and Sam Thompson for the work they do. I was wrapped up in that. My partner was afterwards. He's like, "You so wrapped up on trying to honor somebody else. We honoring you."
And I'm glad those people was around.
Yeah.
And your reaction was so authentic, like
No, it was
like.
Yeah, it most definitely. And then to do that in front of my community, like I said, I don't have no kids, so to do that in front of the kids, so the kids can have that positive individual to look at or see and know that I'm reachable, but also to do it in front of my mom, my sister, like, yeah, that shit was dope.
Kind of ties into my last question for you. All right, 100 years from now, when they go down the record books, they're going to say Chris Lambert was...
Chris Lambert was a leader, and he cared about his community, and he righted his wrongs by turning his pain into purpose.
Swear.
Man, whew.
That's all I got, bro.
I know. I'm taking that in.
Yeah,
I'm taking that in. I just want to say thank you, man. You know, from not just from this interview, from the get go, like ever since I met you, the energy's always been on 10, and it's always been on like, you know, what can I do to serve? And to me, I feel like that's super dope and super cool, and that's why I'm very protective of you resting. But I just want to say that thank you for your time and energy today.
I appreciate that, man. You gonna give me some relationship counseling? Because I probably need it.
Well, if you tune into relationship dynamics, I got you. He literally told me, he was like, "Hey, Rob, no relationship questions."
Yeah, no, we ain't got no time for
no time for that.
Yeah. I don't want to be
crazy.
nobody's mean because I got it all wrong.
Hey, man.
I got you.
But no, I appreciate that.
No,
I appreciate your word, man, and I appreciate, you know, y'all pulled up with no ease to come get some footage and, you know, put out a dope reel to support RosecityJam. And we appreciate that. And anything we can do, you know what I'm saying, to uplift, you know, or play a part in what y'all got going on, one phone call away.
Likewise.
For sure.
If Likewise.
Yeah.
Don't hesitate.
We locked in for night sports for the next 6 months. So.
All right.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, we'll definitely come through.
Yeah, however, whatever creativity kind of piece you want to do, let me know.
All right, we got you.
Play shot clock with some kids.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
I'll bust his ass.
Oh, let's do the 3-point contest there so I can show the kids.
Can we do ones?
Ones?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Talking about a one-on-one tournament?
King of the court.
That's what the plan is, to do a King of the Court.
See, he gets it. He gets it.
Yeah, just to get
because you can't hide Sam Housen. My grandpa could do a 3-point contest.
Here, this is what he's gonna say. Rob, you can't back me down. That proves nothing. So with King
of the Court, you only get 3 dribbles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Well, I'm fine with that.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna set
Let's
that
see how
up.
deep
It
that-
might be a whole separate.
See how deep that bag
It might
is.
be Unc's night, not night sports, but Unc night.
Hey, my these.
Shout out.
Some cats still got hoop dreams, man. And,
Shout out to my Icy Hot Warriors.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Icy Hot Warriors.
Hey, man. Hey, don't underestimate me. That's all I gotta say.
No, I heard you decent.
Nah, I say.
RJ did say he busted your ass though last time y'all hoops.
I will say this.
All right, so yeah, he did.
Absolutely not. I will say this.
What had happened was
I love going to Jeff. I will never change it. No?
Or Saturday.
No, he be playing Thursdays.
I played
right?
Thursday.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I know. I went to high school in Jeff. Now,
Oh, you talking about Martin and Sam and them? Yeah.
so I will say this. I was at a perfect time at Jeff, but like
Shit.
Terrence Ross, Terrence Jones, the whole Strickland thing.
They
was not ever gonna play me.
You was never.
I was never gonna get played.
You wasn't gonna get no wood.
They took the. I wanted to play basketball at me. Then I transferred tennis, and then I did my things with tennis. Now, if I have a son, let me tell you, the resiliency they're gonna have on this basketball court, it's gonna be crazy.
You crazy as hell.
What's up? You still got that tennis in?
Yeah, of
We
course.
need to teach these young kids how to play tennis.
I used to be a
Also,
tennis
man.
instructor.
Oh,
Shout out to
let's do
Mr.
it.
Johnson.
Yeah, let's do
As
it.
soon
We'll
as
go
we
up to
get-
Grant and get it in.
I was like, yeah, it's getting a little warmer. You know? Nah, you tweaking though. It's 1,000 upon thousands of thousands of 5-10 point guards in Portland. My nigga, that baseball money is different.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, I thought you were about to say give him 1,000 lashes.
Oh, no.
Too
Whoa, that's
much
crazy. No,
Umar.
hell no.
I've been watching
No,
too
that
much
baseball
Umar.
money is different. Well, I don't know why we don't like playing baseball.
That's not capped at all.
At all. And soccer, too. It's way more soccer jobs in the world than
I don't think a lot of people understand, like, on a not knocking people that go for their basketball
Yeah.
team, but don't just say you want to be a basketball player. Like,
be an
possibly
athlete.
be a trainer, player development. Like, open your mind to other possibilities. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Basketball team only got, 14 players?
15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chances of you
Slim.
just get,
But
get
you
busy
could,
in the work.
Exactly. And you can still be involved with the game, whether it be, like you said, like a scout, player development, or even like a GM. Like, shout out Nico Harrison right now. I know he's going through some shit, but that's my guy.
I was going to see what you going to say.
That's my guy. I mean, he going through a lot of heat right now, but still, like, the fact that he a black man as a GM, he ain't.
Allegedly, he's just straw man for the real issue because the owner wants to have a casino. Allegedly.
Oh.
Allegedly.
I ain't finna get into that, but Nico the good dude though.
Well, I'll just say this: if you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe.
Always, type forward.
This is Cartier Rob.
This is Chris Lambert.
Y'all need to pull up to the next night sport. Whether you have your own kids, if you want to donate, y'all know where to find him. He ain't hard to find.
Yeah, tap in the IG RosecityJam for all new next events and newsletters.
Hey, and we'll see you with the next one.
I appreciate y'all. We out.
Peace.